What's a safe person? I'm not talking about DV, okay? I'm talking about someone who adds to your life. A safe person can take care of themselves, of their own emotional needs, their own happiness. They're not empty. I came across this video where this therapist is talking about safe people and it really moved me. So I wanted to share it with all of you. I'm going to link his video in the description. A lot of people now, whether you grew up with a parent who was emotionally unavailable or depressed or narcissistic, as what he makes his videos about, if children knew that their parents were somewhat empty or they feel responsible for their parents' happiness or worry that others will feel abandoned if we're not constantly paying attention to them, that we have to reassure other people. That's the thing I would do with guys. Oh, I have to text him back to reassure him. Does it seem like others are empty and depend on me to stay afloat? Do you feel overwhelming guilt when you pursue your own happiness? So these are signs that someone was raised in a home where they just learned to caretake other people. And then it's easier to get into relationships or not want relationships because it seems, in my case, like their work, like they're depleting, like people will want things from me. But I realized that that was just my own stuff. That's how I saw people, because I assumed people were not emotionally self-contained just because, just of how I grew up. That I had to be the peacemaker. Some people got their feelings easily hurt. Some of the men in my family had their feelings so easily hurt. I had to be careful not to offend them, the men in my family. And so when I saw this video about looking for safe people, it made a big shift for me. This has been like such a game changer. So let's continue. I kind of had a suspicion that that was maybe my own stuff. And so when I heard this video, I'm like, oh, I just need to look for safe people. I need to test people out. They don't feel like they can take care of themselves. That's on them. They should be able to take care of themselves. So his video was just so good. Safe people can take care of themselves even when others are not tending to them. Now, here are some beliefs that people have that cause them to be caretakers or to think relationships are a drain. Others' needs are more important than my own. To be close to others, I have to make them the center of my world. I must care for others or they will fall apart. I must care for others or they will punish me. And I'm going to add, I must care for others or they will leave me. Now he gives the 5 signs of a safe relationship. 1, the other does not grow hostile if you decline an invitation. 2, the other does not take great offense to the occasional interruption when speaking. 3, the other is concerned but not offended if you express frustration or hurt with the way they treated you. 4, in group settings, this person does not insist that you only pay attention to them. 5, the other person shows genuine interest in what is important to you. Now, I want to add a little commentary to this. The other does not grow hostile if you decline an invitation, if you say no. And this also goes for some of the videos I made earlier about guys who just want to talk to us at the gym. A safe person can handle saying no. Sometimes you might think, oh, I'm rude if I say no. If someone gets angry or has a tissy fit over that, they're not a safe person. I always say that early on when we meet a friend, we should be willing to tell them no, to test them. And I lost a friend. Well, I lost a couple of friends for telling them a preference I had or no, and they got very offended. So they weren't safe people. Okay? I've met a lot of people who aren't safe people. because they get very upset when I say no. And saying no or declining an invitation is something that a safe person can easily handle. They may not like that you say no if they respect it and they want to know what you're a yes to and what you're a no to. And they don't want you to accept an invitation out of guilt. I'm also going to add that people pleasers are not safe either, because they cannot take care of themselves. A guy who's a people pleaser is holding me responsible for his emotions. His emotions, he's looking to me for stability. He's looking to me for approval. So he's a burden and a liability. Guys who are people pleasers, you are not fuckable. Your wife will start detesting you, okay? You're not a safe person if you're looking to your wife for approval. Same way for guys, if your woman is looking to you for approval, she's not a safe person either. If she has a hissy fit every time you express a preference or say no, she's not a safe person. This goes for both sexes, okay? Or for any friendship. The other does not take great offense to the occasional interruption when speaking. Safe people are not constantly getting annoyed and triggered and having outbursts. Safe people are not having outbursts over little things. Safe people are concerned if you express frustration or hurt. They might not like it because now it's kind of causing some tension, negative tension, but they care. They're not offended. They will have the discussion with you. They're not going to run away. They're not going to blame you. They're concerned if you're frustrated or hurt with the way they treated you. And that's important to test people, you guys. Like, I didn't like this. Can they handle that? But it has to be said respectfully, okay? It can't be like, you always and you never and you suck. It has to be like, I didn't like when you did this. I prefer this. And the person should be able to handle that. Okay? They cannot be all offended and say, oh, you're just too sensitive, or try to talk you out of not feeling that way, or you shouldn't feel that way. That's not safe. I agree with all this, by the way. In group settings, this person does not insist that you only pay attention to them. Yeah, I've never been with anyone who was that possessive. Usually I enjoy seeing people I'm with enjoying themselves with other people. That's healthy. Anyone who wants to hog your time, that seems more like an abusive type of guy, actually, or overly jealous woman. It's not good. A safe person shows genuine interest in what is important to you. They care about you. They want to get to know you. So anyone who's just doing all the talking is not a safe person. Doing all the talking is all about them. They have to be genuinely interested. And so in order for us to be safe people, we have to be able to handle with grace. Let's take it back home. We have to handle with grace if someone says no. Ideally, we say, thank you for telling me no. Thank you for telling me what you want. Because if they never say no, then we don't know their yeses are real. Safe, we have to be safe people too. So if we're a safe person, we do not grow hostile if someone declines an invitation or tells us no. If we're a safe person, we're not going to take great offense when someone interrupts us. If we're a safe person, we're concerned but not offended if the other person expresses frustration or hurt with the way I treated them. I don't like it when people confront me like that. However, I deal in because I care about the relationship. That's me, but I definitely don't like confrontation or, hey, Sharzad, I don't like this. I don't like that stuff, but, sometimes I have to deal with it. In group settings, I do not insist that you only pay attention to me if I'm a safe person. If I'm a safe person, I show genuine interest in what is important to you. I actively listen. So that was, on his video, he also asked people to leave in the comments other signs that they look for that people are safe. So you might want to check out his video. I really like this a lot. Instead of looking for some guy who's hot or this or that, just start looking for people and friends who feel safe and to treat them as if they're safe. That's the other thing. In order to change our behavior, we have to start acting differently. And that's why I like this so much. It's like, okay, what if I start treating other people as if they're safe? Because I expect them to be safe. I expect them to handle themselves. I expect them to be full. I expect them to be whole humans. And so I'm just going to treat them that way. This video really was great. I watched it a few days ago and I've been wanting to make a video about it ever since, because for me it was like such a game changer. Because a lot of how I saw relationships is what I saw as a child, where the woman was submissive to the man, had to do what the man wanted more or less, or people were, I never looked for whether this person could take care of themselves or treated them as if they should, or treated them with certain expectations for their emotional health, caring how I felt. I didn't ever look for that. I didn't know to look for that. So now I'm just going to assume that everyone can take care of themselves, and just keep reminding myself, this person I'm dealing with right now can take care of themselves. So therefore, if I don't want to talk to you, you come up to me at the gym, and I don't want to talk to you, I'm just going to say, I don't want to talk to you. You know, you got to take care of yourself, you know? But a lot of that being polite with these guys is because I don't think they can take care of themselves. Deep down, I think that they're broken little puppies who are going to fall apart if I tell them no. Because I can feel that. And because I can feel that, I'm turned off to them. You know, we feel these things in other people. But that's not my responsibility. I automatically take that on. Like, I know this guy's going to fall apart. He's super needy. I got to reassure him, make sure his feelings aren't hurt. It's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to assume that you're safe, that you can take care of yourself. And if I don't, then I'm really not being respectful to your ability to show that maybe I was wrong, but it's not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for the feelings of other people and how they fall apart when I state a preference or a boundary. And boundaries and preferences are things that were never taught growing up. Did you ever in your household hear the word boundary, preferences? What do you think? What do you want? You know, if your family voted for this party, were you allowed to like this party? Did they encourage your interests that were different from theirs? At school, did people ask you for your boundaries? In Montessori school, they do. Like, kids are allowed to have boundaries. Like, if a child is working on something, on a table, let's say, they could put up a flag, which means no watchers. Children are even allowed to say, I don't want any watchers. That's a boundary that already little toddlers are taught in Montessori school. But I don't think that's taught anywhere else. It's like, well, people are allowed to watch you. Well, no, I don't want to be watched. Don't watch me. So we just have to get in touch with what we really want. And then it's like, well, it's okay to tell you because I assume you can handle yourself. You better. You're an adult now. No excuses. And again, you know, I'm not talking about being mean to people. I'm talking about expressing preferences. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my video.